You are the rock of so many people here, but you are more than my rock, much more than that. You are my boulder. And that's a nice boulder.
Always be my day one.
Today is a celebration. It's a celebration of friendship, of love, and of these two gorgeous souls.
I'm nothing but myself. You are no one else. Thankful you're my day one.
When they said he was picking the suits, I thought, holy shit.
We've been friends ever since, but now our relationship mainly consists of us bullying each other like siblings. Last night he told me I was the bane of his existence, which I think is pretty mean. Otherwise, he's begging to babysit my son, Flynn.
I would not redo.
I can't say it was love at first sight, as the first time I saw you, I literally thought you were someone else. But from the moment I actually spoke more than 2 words to you, I knew you were going to be someone important in my life.
Yes, right. You'll always be my.
Welcome to your wedding day. You've made it.
There's no one. I'm nothing by myself. You are no one else. Thankful you're my day one. I'm thankful you're my day one.
I'll invite Jordan into the golf group. He rocks in through the front doors wearing this. There's props.
First met you.
Now you know why I have concerns about the suits.
I met a copy of myself that night. I don't believe in fate as such, but we were meant to be together.
So when she was little, the thing that I remember most was actually singing. She used to sing all the time.
I could live without you, but I don't ever want to. I'm not with you because I feel I have to be, but because I choose to be every single day. And I know with every bone in my body that I'll continue to choose you and us every day for the rest of our life. I know this not because our love is perfect, but because I know it can weather any storm. I know that we can be completely honest with each other without getting mad or fearing it will push the other person away. While you can drive me absolutely crazy and frustrate me to no end, we never fight. I am so grateful that we can talk through anything, and while we might not always agree, the conversation always ends with feeling heard, respected, a kiss, and then I love you.
Jordan has always understood some of those challenges that Katie has. We appreciated that so much, that you could understand her. And Jordan is just the most sensitive, thoughtful man.
I remember Katie saying to me after a game that Stacky seemed like a genuinely good guy and she wanted him in her life. So Katie, being who she was, made that happen. And after a slow burn, the rest was history.
You were so generous with your words and you tell me constantly how much you love me and why. But even if you didn't, all I have to do is look at your face when you see me for the first time in the morning to know that I am so deeply loved. When you look at me like that, any insecurities or doubts I've ever had about myself melt away. I am the best thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't have to pretend.
She was always the one who was very fiercely loyal about her friends.
Katie is the kind of friend you get once in a lifetime. She cares so deeply for other people and is constantly dropping things to be there for the people who need her.
One teacher telling me a story, she'd seen Katie literally stand up and take on the whole class trying to protect somebody. I'm going to cry. I always have this vision of you as a lioness. You're like a lioness and you'll just protect people. She does that sort of stuff. She's just amazing with her friends.
Thank you for choosing me to be your dad, because You always want your children to give you a reason to be proud, and you give me those reasons every single day. I love you so much, so thank you for letting me be your dad.
Those who have known me many years may be somewhat shocked by our getting married, as I always swore I would never marry someone shorter than me. What people may not know is that it wasn't about how we looked or anything vain, but that being a giant myself, I always felt like I was the one holding someone, rather than being held myself. But the first time you cuddled me, it felt like home. I felt safe and secure, and I didn't know such a perfect fit existed. On the bad days, your cuddles hold me together, and on the good days, you make me feel whole, like you're giving me back a piece of myself that I didn't know was missing.
Katie, I knew from our first date at the night noodle market that you would be the best thing that could ever happen to me. In all of the infinite universes that could exist with every possible, comprehensible and incomprehensible reality, I know that in all of that infinite existence, I could never want anything more than to be standing here with you today, making these vows.
I so vividly remember looking at you and your spicy dance moves that night at the Irish and thinking to myself, that right there is a special human, and I want him in my life.
I vow to be there for you whenever you need me. No exceptions, conditions, or boundaries.
I promise to always remember that we are so lucky to have found each other and never take your love for granted.
I vow to never stop looking at you with all the love in my eyes that I can never put into words.
I promise to give you space when you need it and not interrupt you mid-hyperfocus, but always be your biggest cheerleader and reassure you that you can achieve anything.
I vow to do all that is required to be deserving of your love. And lastly, as our very dear friend standing behind us said first, I vow to remember that being your husband and loving you is my greatest privilege and will never be a burden.
We know that promises are meaningless unless it's a certain kind of promise. So